Hey guys, welcome to another video. This video is finally what I've been waiting for this MacBook Pro. Right here that you are staring at is a late 2008 unibody MacBook Pro. This is the 15-inch version. So what I'm going to be doing today is, if I can get it without, making it fall, installing a 120 gig SSD. That's going to be its main boot system. The other hard drive I still have to grab real quick. 8 gigs of RAM, and using the OWC data doubler for the secondary hard drive. The tools that are going to be needed, if you purchase the OWC data doubler, it gives you 4 of these screws. They're all different. There are 2 different sizes of the Torque T6, or the Torque screws, and then there's the Phillips, and you got your flathead. And then it comes with a very useful tool. I don't really know what these are called, but it comes with this. It is specially designed to easily pry up the connectors that you're going to need to be disconnecting on the MacBook Pro without damaging them. It's a very useful tool. I do recommend this, and I do if you can grab it. I don't know if it comes separately from the OCW data doubler. But it also comes with screws that you'll also be using, I believe, for the hard drive to keep it in place on the data doubler, and I think a couple of them are going to be used in the system as well. I'm not sure. But right now I'm going to go grab the secondary hard drive and we'll get started. Okay, so I have the secondary hard drive. Now, next thing to do, I have a mouse pad. So that way it doesn't do any damage to the back cover or the front cover of the MacBook Pro. So the first thing to do is, of course, since you have a 2008, let me make sure this is in frame. There we go. Hopefully it doesn't go out of focus. But so the first thing to do is to flip the battery cover up, remove this part, and then remove the battery. That was pretty simple. Battery is removed. This thing's dusty. I gotta probably dust it or something. And then the second thing is to remove the hard drive. Now, there is a little screw right here in the way, of course, typical Apple style. So let me get my Phillips. I think this is it. Yeah. So used a Phillips screwdriver. Or is that even in there? Yeah, that's like a bracket. So there we go. And these should be magnetic tip. Okay, now gently lift the hard drive up and then gently remove the data connector, so that way you don't damage anything. We do want the bracket. We also want the Torque T6 screws on it. I think that's what type of torque they are. And you also want the plastic tab, if it will come off. There we go. So yeah, use the Torque T6. I'll use the one that I have, because I know this one will work. Okay, so once you remove the torque screws, I found that doing it on this hard drive, it's very tight, so be mindful that it will take some pressure. Just try not to put a lot of pressure on the hard drive itself if you're trying to use it, reuse it. But for the most part, yeah, that was a pretty pain in the ass to do. Alright, so the next thing to do is to make sure it's lined up correctly. Yeah, so as I thought it would go that way. So you want to get your SSD, and then put those same Torque T6 screws into the sides, right here, yeah. And these blank spots. So that way, when the hard drive is put back in the enclosure, it will not move around in the casing, and you'll know when it's doing that because it will it'll it'll start like thumping around. For a SSD, that's the wrong screwdriver, isn't it? For an SSD, it's not a big issue since it's digital and nothing mechanical's in it, but still, you don't want your thing to be, you don't want it to be moving. So the next thing to do with your SSD is, of course, you want to connect it through the data connectors. Put that in, and then mount it into the brackets, and then take the bracket that you took off earlier and screw it back into place. This way it securely mounts the hard drive and it will not move it. And there we go. SSD is now installed. Now the next thing you want to be doing is removing these 4 screws on the top, and there are 4 tiny screws right in here. They follow along with the more recent designs of the MacBook Pros, the non-Retinas and the Retinas, but the Retinas, of course, you don't want to be doing. But for this one, there are 4 bottom ones that you have to remove. So we'll do that right now. Hopefully I can be as delicate as possible to these screws because they are very delicate. Ooh, yeah, you need to look at that. Yeah, it's probably never been opened. It needs some dusting, dude. Holy mother of God. Let me go grab my duster, or my air duster real quick. Okay. I'm going to dust the bottom case. I'll mess with the bottom case a little later, but for now, we're focusing on the RAM. And we're also focusing on here. Yeah, look at the fans. They're very badly dusted. They have so much dust in them. Alright, so now that you have the top case open, we're going to do a RAM upgrade first. Let me get my RAM, open it up. So I'm going to take the RAM sticks out. Got the one. Second one seems to be... There we go. And we're gonna, I don't know, take them out somehow. The one thing I hate about this design that Apple did is it's difficult to get the bottom one. So we're gonna pop the new chip in. Alrighty. First one is in. Push down. There we go. It's locked into place. And we'll get the second one in delicately, and then the second one is going into place, and there we go. There we go. 8 gigs of RAM is now installed to your MacBook Pro. Very simple steps to do that. Now the next thing that we're going to be doing is messing with the optical drive. Now, it is very tricky. Alright, so what you want to be doing with the optical drive is you gotta gently lift this, I think it's the SATA connector, up with the pry tool. Here we go. Pretty simple. I think that's the only thing we're disconnecting, because I don't think you have to disconnect the cable for the display, or the whatever this cable is. I don't know what that cable's for, but we remove this small Phillips screw that is hidden between this one and this one. It is for the optical drive. Is this even a... No, it's not. Damn torque. Don't need you anymore. Okay. Trying to think of a good spot to keep these, because I know these are very important. I guess I'll just put them right there. Ooh. I don't want my my cover to rub against anything, so I'm trying to be very delicate with it. Alright, so the next part, hang on a minute. Be unzoomed for this. There we go. So we gotta use this tool again and gently unstick this cable. Alright, so finally unstuck it. Hopefully I did it pretty well. And next thing is that there's some kind of screw or something. Uh-oh. Oh, it must be that one. Yeah. Where did my Phillips screwdriver go? It's right here. So there is a very tiny screw right in there, and you need to get that one. And then it's the same way. There's another Phillips screw right down in here. Gotta take that one out, and then we'll be good. Alright, so we want to use the pry tool again. Pry it up and make sure we're not snagging on any cords. There. That's the optical drive removed. We are going to need this, so gently take it out. There we go. That's the data connector, and then remove this too. Because we will be reusing this silver thing, whatever you want to call it. We'll be reusing it as far as I'm aware. And we're going to put the hard drive in it, so that's good. So this came from my first MacBook Pro. This came from a 13-inch early 2011 MacBook Pro. And for now, I'm using the hard drive, but I may upgrade it. I don't know yet. And then we have to line up the screws with the ones that came with this bag. So you want to use the long screws. I'll show you in a minute what I mean. I just have to grab one. You want to use these long screws that came with it, and not the smaller ones. You'll definitely know, if you do get the data doubler, you'll definitely know what I'm talking about when you see the screws in the bag, because there's a lot smaller screws, and then there's these big thick ones. And then there are only 2 of them. This little one wants to freaking come with. I don't know why. Sit back in there, bitch. Alright. So the next thing is to screw them in to the hard drive securely. So that way the hard drive's not moving around either. Got scared for a second. I thought I lost my other screw. I was like, how did that happen already? We use this and screw it into those 2 holes. I gotta put something in my eye. Okay, now the bracket's securely in, and I believe we'll need that. We'll need this. Alright. So the way to do this is to do the same way to that you took the optical drive out. Do the same way for the data doubler. Alright. Now the data doubler needs to be lined up with the holes of the other screws, and also I'll show you the last couple of steps, of course. But once you securely have done that, you're good. You just need to do the screws now. And can reconnect the data connector. Alright, so using, I'm pretty sure the MacBook Pro screws again, we're going to be securely tightening the data doubler. That actually, but we'll be resticking this so that way it's secure, of course. What we want to do is get these, not the MacBook Pro, not its screws. Yeah. Rescrew it the exact same way that it came as if it was the optical drive. Something's blowing up on this. Now the data doubler is securely screwed in. Yeah, that is good. Alright, so the MacBook Pro is done. You can put your cover back over it. And make sure it's all lined up. Okay. Now, where's my Phillips? There it is. And we're going to re-screw every screw again, of course. Next thing to do is to put the battery back in. This will be my first time doing it. I'm pretty sure that's how. It just goes in and, yeah. Alright, I'm going to put the last piece of the puzzle. So the last piece of the puzzle is this. And there we go. Good. Let's see if our work cut out for us. Okay, so I'm going to switch the camera position. So, next thing you'll need is a bootable Mac OS. This has OS Sierra in it. So that's what you'll need next. Let me dust the screen is horribly dusty because of that dusting I did. There we go. Now it's good. So I'm gonna plug it in. If I remember. Come on, camera. Come on, camera. Okay, there we go. So we're going to install... Oh, it has a recovery of Mavericks on it for some reason, but we're going to do Sierra. Or not. That's fucking terrific. Any way to go back without rebooting? No. Alright guys, so yes, finally got an OS system on it. This is Snow Leopard. Honestly, I'm not mad that it is Snow Leopard. I like Snow Leopard. Especially on such a computer like this. Just checking heat. It is very hot in the bottom, of course. Not a big surprise, man. But yeah. I keep forgetting that Snow Leopard, when you set up your computer, return doesn't, or enter does not do what it needs to do. I don't know why. Retired. I will just say photography. New. Yeah, so finally I have gotten the STAM OS system into this computer, and I'm actually kind of glad it is Snow Leopard. Whether or not I will decide to upgrade to Lion or, you know, go from there, I don't know if I will. It's hard for me to decide. Right now I'm keeping Snow Leopard on it. Snow Leopard is a good OS system, especially for this, in my opinion. Because this is only one OS system above Leopard, and Snow Leopard is honestly... I think Snow Leopard is better than Leopard because it will show, or it takes better, or it adds more stuff into the system that Leopard did not. Let's choose a random picture. Okay, and now the system is booting in. And we'll see if my RAM upgrade has been upgraded. Oh yes, it has. So there we go. Let me zoom in for you guys and show you. We have 8 gigs of RAM installed with ATA, and it does recognize, of course, and it recognizes my Hitachi drive. I will be erasing the Hitachi because it does still remember Mavericks back from when I had... Oh shit, that's not how you do it, is it? I think it's disk... Oh, I actually gotta wait for it. I gotta go to the utilities and disk utility, and I want to erase second HDD. I want to erase it because it still remembers the Mavericks OS system in it, so we don't want that anymore. But look at this old iTunes, dude. Wow. But you don't see that every freaking day. Look at it. It's I don't remember which iTunes that is, but that is an old one for damn sure. I miss this. I like the old iTunes icon and the iTunes 10 or 11 one, whatever the one that came out after this version. I miss them, but at the same time I understand why they're not here anymore. I'm going to eject my bootable USB drive. Let it eject. There we go. And yeah, figured that would happen. Let's see. It has, from 120, it has 104 gigs available on the system. That's not too bad. And then the second HDD, 319. That's good. Applications. That's fine. iLife. I might be able to install iLife, the right iLife that came with this system. Oh yeah, software update. We need software updates. If it will let me, I will be installing most of my applications on the secondary drive. What is downloading? iLife support, remote, iTunes, and airport utility. We will. Alright, we'll install all 4 of those. Agree for the iTunes, and I'll put in my password, this will be blanked out, of course. Alright, let's do a quick restart and see how fast this computer is. Oh wait, it's been a long time since I've used Snow Leopard. I forget that it does this. But yeah. So, I finally have a damn OS system, finally, on the late 2008 MacBook Pro. I don't know if I will be installing Lion or anything above. All I know is that supposedly this system can only go up to El Capitan. And that's about it. So, yeah, I'm gonna see if I can, if it's not, I gotta see. On the iLife. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is the Snow Leopard iLife. But as you can see, 13-inch MacBook Pro. I figure it'll probably work, but we'll find out. That's if it doesn't install iLife. Oh, right. I keep forgetting. Honestly, I don't know. I keep forgetting, though. I don't have an optical drive anymore. Whoops. But yeah, so, I don't know what to do now. But, yeah, so, that is, I think, going to do it for the upgrade video. All I'm going to do now is probably update the system to 10.6.8. Which is the latest installment of Snow Leopard, and I think that'll be it for me. So, without further ado, guys, I will see you later.